What is up? We're back out in the shop today, and we're doing a couple things with the boost pump. And by a couple things means we're draining the fuel out of it. It's got pump gas in it right now. And then we're changing the spark plugs in it. Last time I had the track, at one point, like the second or third run when I started playing with the boost controller, it started cutting out because it went really high up in the boost. And by high, I mean like 19 pounds. And it seemed like it was kind of laboring a little bit, and judging from what I saw in the data log, it didn't look really anything weird, you know, like nothing out of the ordinary. The fueling and stuff looked pretty good. So part of me thinks maybe it was blowing the spark out or something, but it happened just briefly. I mean, it was so fast and so faint that I just, you know, at that point I was already up in the run, and the converter was, you know, I was blowing through the converter, so I just got out of it. But with that being said, we're doing that because I'm taking this back home to put this on the dyno. There's a local guy back home where I'm from. It's like 3 hours from Kansas City. He's got a dyno, and we're going to throw this up on the dyno. And the only reason I'm going back there to dyno there is because we're putting my dad's car on the dyno as well. And I'll do a little walk around of that car. It's a bad mamma jamma. But so we're gonna dyno both cars, or both his car and my truck, tomorrow. So I'm gonna get these plugs changed out, get the fuel flushed out, put some fresh E85, which I think it's E70 actually. Get some of that put in it. We'll get this thing fired up, primed up. I'm gonna get it loaded on the trailer, and I'm gonna head back home tonight. And then 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is our dyno session. So we're gonna get after it. All right, a little trick for the trade here. Sometimes you get in tight spots and you can't fit your socket in, you know, all together. So I've got one hole on the truck here where I can't put the socket and the extension on and like untighten the spark plug, because then the socket gets stuck. So I took a screwdriver and put a piece of 3/8 fuel hose on it, and then you can slide it down in here. Slide it over that, like once you get it broke loose. And I use this on the Honda too. This is how I take the plugs in and out of it. I'll break them loose and then use this to pull them out. Maybe, come on. I might not, oh there it is. But yeah, makes them get in and out, and then you can finger tight them with this and then go to your socket. You know, sometimes you get into a place where it's kind of a pain to start them with the socket on it and stuff. So yeah, just a little food for thought. Yeah, I think my hose is leaking. Dang it. Anyways, that plug swapped out. Got the regular pump gas drained out. Now we're putting some E70 in it, and we're gonna load this thing up on the trailer, hit the road, and head back home. We're all loaded up, all fueled up, and we're hitting the road, headed back home. We got a 3-hour drive. See you when we get there.
buff in the dark.
Can you hear that? It's raining. Can't see it, but it's raining on my windshield, which means it's raining on my rusty truck and my brand new parachute. No good. No good. The inside of my truck's gonna get wet because this old thing leaks like a son of a biscuit. Piss. Well, we got her back in the shop here. Gonna post it up for the night. You're good. And we'll hit the Dyno in the morning. It's got all dirty, covering up my rust. My old man's car. 69 Dart. Big block 451. That's the secret there. Can't tell you about that. All right, guys, we're up and at 'em. It's like 8:30-ish, and got the truck hooked back up to the trailer. We had it in the shop here, and my folks own this little building here in this small town, not far from where I actually grew up, and it's only got like a population of like 172 people. But yeah, this used to be the old firehouse for this town, and there's not much here. There ain't a gas station. All they got's a post office, and then I think this is City Hall. I think that's what that is, and there's a museum in there, which doesn't amount to much. But anyways, we got her loaded up. We're gonna get Pops' car loaded up in the enclosed, and then we're gonna head up north. It's like a 30-minute drive up north to the guy's shop that's gonna let us use it for some dyno time today. So yeah, let's get after it. I wondered we should let it roll on the rollers for a little bit and get some heat in the frame.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, probably a good idea if it's cold.
Yeah. All right, so we made a couple pulls, and the truck seems to have a little bit of issues where it's wanting to break up. Anything over like 5,800 RPM and with a little bit more boost than the gate. So don't really know what's going on with it. This is the last pull on the gate here. .687, 624 torque. Really flat curve. But that was on 10 pounds. So I don't know what to do. We're on short time frame here today, so I'm probably just gonna call this quits. I may try and make one more and try and turn it up to like 12 pounds and see what happens. But I don't know, we'll see. Why?
That's not very fun, is it?
You should have seen him get it out of the trailer because the door only opened about 6 inches.
My winch pull it in there with. Yeah, somebody's supposed to make these wheelbars and bring out things. It's hard on hops, you got some bad knees and shit.
I have to. We'll go through sideways. Just gotta hold your tongue right. That was the first pull on Dad's car. It's got an old carburetor on it, so we're gonna swap out the carburetor, and which they just got swapped out. We're gonna do a back-to-back pull with the old carburetor versus new carburetor, and then they'll probably do some tuning, some jetting and stuff to see how it does. But Dad's gonna make this pull, and we'll see what happens. So second pull, we pulled 2 degrees of timing out of it, got it down to 34. We're gonna pull 2 more degrees because the car almost picked up like 50 wheel horsepower. So there's the third pull, 2 more degrees. That one sounded quite a bit better too. 538, 406. It just cleans out and just carries further. It
Yeah,
just,
I still want to go, but I don't push any further.
that was like 7,000, 7,300. But I mean, it just started to lay over at 71. But now it looks like it wants a little bit more fuel now. But I mean, it just...
Doesn't seem to mind. It's starting to nose right there about 71, 72.
Yeah.
I need to probably put like a 72 chip in it. There's a 78.
Yeah, 78's a little much.
Yeah. The horsepower picked up again quite a bit.
Yeah.
The torque only moved a little bit. So I kind of think we're there on the timing. I think 32
Yeah.
is what it likes.
Yeah.
What's it at now?
32.
Yeah.
Took 2 or 4 degrees out of it. Some like more, some like less.
Yeah.
This is the way you do it. This car's never been on dyno.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Less timing is better, but
Yeah.
now it's less timing, it's less aggressive, but now it's wanting to use more fuel too. So now, but it's funny to see that thing only rev 6,000 before. Yeah. Now it wants to carry past 7,000.
Big one.
Yeah. Well, and just like that, that was our adventure at the dyno for the day. It was really cool to see Pops' car on the dyno and finally see that thing lay down some numbers. I think he was a little disappointed by how much power it made because I think originally he intended on it making quite a bit more, but nonetheless, it's only a 451 cubic inch big block Chrysler. Big block Chryslers just don't make the power without spending a bunch of money. You know, I think we'll have some upgrades in the future. But for right now, we're just going to let him go out. He's going to race it. He hasn't been in a car, you know, racing in probably, I think the last time that I saw him get in a car and race was when I was still in high school. And obviously that's been some time ago. You know, once I graduated, he pretty well got rid of all of his cars and stopped racing and stuff and mostly just had street cars. But now with this car, we're going to take this car out. We're going to race it. We're going to beat the hell out of it. And same thing with the boost knuckle. With that being said, I'm kind of leaning towards the boost knuckle having valve spring issues, mainly because it did okay on 10 pounds, which was the wastegate. Anytime I tried to turn it up further than that, it would start to cut out. And it seemed to be somewhere around 55, 5,800, but that's where it would see peak boost. And I talked to a couple other buddies, and we kind of put our heads together, and we all kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it's just under valve spring. So I'm gonna try and source some BTR springs, some 660 lifts or something like that to put in it. But we're gonna try and get those put in it. Do a couple other things. I'd like to take it back to the dyno, make a couple pulls, be able to turn it up, see what it'll really make on 15, 18, 20 pounds of boost. Just to have a better idea as far as what kind of power it makes at higher boost levels. And then we'll get this thing to the track and hopefully lean on her a little bit, see if we can beat that 590 pass. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for following along. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.